Welcome to Goddess Out of Mars, the podcast where spirituality meets real life. Here we talk healing, mindset, and manifestation, and raising the next generation with purpose. So grab a drink, take a deep breath, and let's dive in. This is Goddess Out of Mars. Hello, hello, hello. I'm back. Thank y'all, everyone, for joining me again after a much needed break. Your girl had to, take a pause for some mental health healing and having a little bit of, me time. And apologies for uploading this episode a little late. Your girl did come down with the flu over the weekend, so that's why my voice sounds, a little hoarse. But stick with me just like I'm sticking with y'all. All right, so in this episode, I wanted to talk about Black women who have inspired me in my life to be the best me all around. Most of these women I've been with, watching and growing with since I was a young adult. Sharing these women voices, their authenticity is very transformational for every woman and every man also. So, in today's episode, we're just celebrating 5 powerful Black women who are motivating, encouraging, and transforming women all around the world. And not by pretending to be anything perfect, but by unapologetically being themselves. So each one of these women, they're going to be representing a different theme of, empowerment, from relationships to spiritual growth, motivational, girl talk, finances, entrepreneurial, and even music. So by the end of this episode, I hope you feel inspired to tap into your own power, your authenticity, and your next level. So let's get started. So the first woman on my list is, of course, is Sprinkle Sprinkle, Shera Seven. Shera Seven has, I don't know, where do I start? Mother. I'm pretty sure she has inspired men and women, if they listen, to be their most unapologetically self. Shera Seven helps women understand the art of self value and positioning themselves for the life, we deserve, and not through struggle, but through strategy. And I know some people may not be ready to take her message, but as any grown adult, listening and, observing another grown adult on any type of media, take the meat and leave the bones. If you don't like one part of whatever she says, take the value of it. Don't throw the whole value and messages out because you didn't like one detail. Okay, so one thing I guess, she said, get them old. Okay, if you don't like old men, still, why would you throw the whole message of making a man value you? Valuing yourself, making a man invest in you so you would not, not being a gold digger, even though there's no shame in it, gold digger all day. But making a man invest in you and not giving you all that yappy, oh, I'm gonna do this for you. She teaches us to refuse to settle for anything, not just from men, but through life. Not settling for the least, knowing that you deserve better. She challenges people to, be themselves and holding others up to their same standard that you're not finna come to me with any type of way. And I'm not bending my standards from anyone. And I know, like, sometimes she appears superficial, but again, get the meat and leave the bones. Invest in yourself, inside and out, financially, in relationships, and all around. And I know only a small population of men have also taken Shira's advice, not only leveling up, investing in themselves, in their career, in their self. Man, when you want a woman that Shira Seven embodies and teaches women to be, not just superficial, but a woman who is, valuable inside out. A woman who is confident in who she is, she's knowledgeable, she owns her own business, passionate about herself and what she does. and takes what you bring in and multiply it times 10. Again, she says this herself. Only if you're ready to take the message and not be judgmental, you'll notice that Shera Seven, she's knowledgeable. She has what, 2 degrees. She takes care of her kids. And she is book smart and she's beautiful. Ladies and men, why wouldn't you want to be her or be with somebody like her? Duh. And I know she says she's not, a relationship guru. She's, about her money. But ladies, take her advice of, making a man invest in you first before you invest. Naturally, as a woman, we invest all our time and energy in a man. Invest in yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. Next up is Mama Lay. Being with your girl and other ladies through powerful transformations and up and down through our lives. In essence, MamLaiwah is a spiritual life coach, and she provides guidance and support to help women and men find wellness, peace, and purpose through mindful spirituality. She helps, she teaches about being grounded in yourself and all of around. Grounded through your spiritual team, whether it be yourself, ancestors, spirit God, Father, Mother God, etc. And checking in with yourself and your spiritual team. And it's not about, not having obstacles through your life, but using your spiritual tools, knowledge, and spiritual team, and whoever is, your support system to move through those obstacles way better than you would went through blindly worrying and trying to figure it out yourself. She hosts, spiritual check-ins, Sunday night check-ins, where she gives, mindful guidance and advice on Sundays. And it's available. It used to be you can catch some of her old recordings on Instagram, but now right now it's on Patreon. So again, she has Sunday night check-ins and spiritual tools Tuesdays, where she empowers us and challenges us to not only just look for her for answers, but to look within ourselves again in our spiritual team to handle these obstacles ourselves. So again, she's based in, divine healing, hoodoo, and grounding yourself as you grow. Next up is a girl that's been in the game since I was a teenager. She's put in this work, she's paid her dues, and I love watching her, grow as I've grown watching her. It's Love Your Natural, known as, for the ones who watch her page. Hey girl. So Love Your Natural, she is one of the first YouTubers who's done girl talks. So, she talks about self-love, confidence, and everyday growth. So what I love about her is she is very honest and authentic and very vulnerable where she shares, not only how to heal, but only her own stories that I've never seen any YouTuber share and be vulnerable with. So she shares daily girl talks, with, improving yourself all the way around. Way you dress, dating, boundaries, self-love, hygiene, health, beauty, fitness. Your girl's got it all down pat. And she's relatable. She's funny. I really encourage any young adult, 18, 17, borderline, to listen to. If you're a young adult just now getting into the world, I'm pretty sure she still has her old videos up. She shares stories about going out, hygiene, being protective of your space and surroundings, and, maturing into a young woman and transforming your life to, when you get that age, to a sophisticated, mature woman. Again, she's Love Your Natural on YouTube. She shares relatable storytelling about dating, self-love, confidence, all the shababs. And I love her. And again, Bella Gang or no gang. All right. So next up is another. She's a podcaster who I have been listening to for the last couple of years also. Slay Girl Slay, or better known as Ashley Legs. Hey girl, hey. So Slay Girl Slay, she's a podcaster who is, centered around motivation, self-improvement, and empowerment. And she's all about, showing up for yourself, even when it's very hard to do. Essentially, she coaches about being your own hero, your own inspiration, and your own biggest fan. The song that comes to mind is the Cheetah Girl song. I don't wanna be like Cinderella. She teaches you to save yourself. I've been listening to Slay Girl Slay, and it's amazing how not only, essentially her, she's not only motivating, but she turns encouragement into action. And that's what I mean. She encourages you to save yourself. Not by, oh, the day is gonna go good. How is the day gonna go good? You've been there before. You can do hard things. When you're down and out, this is the podcast to listen to. So she's about career. She's perfect for a woman who's about her career, entrepreneurship. When you into music, art, you have a side hustle, anything for a woman who's on the go and creating your own, Slay Girl Slay is the way to go. Now, next up is an artist that I've just discovered and within the last month, and her music has been taking off. And I discovered her on TikTok, and her name is Venus33. If y'all haven't listened to her album, what you gonna do on YouTube, Apple, Tidal? You need to. Her albums, when Beyonce was like, people don't make albums anymore, they don't make art anymore. She wasn't talking about Venus. She was Venus 33 album. This is a album that since I was a kid, I haven't seen in a very long time. You can tell that she's very authentic and she's very creative and she's crafted this. This is what Beyonce wanted. So her music essentially has a morning vibe with nice. And it comes from the perspective of being a woman, living as a woman, and also loving another woman. I love that she's her most authentic self and she shows that she loves herself and also the love that she has for her lady. Her lyrics and songs represent self-love, sensuality, and queer love. If you haven't already, please just listen to it. And another thing that I like about Venus 33, from what I understand, y'all, she's not, she's famous to me now, but she's not famous yet. She created this whole album by herself. No producer, no manager, by herself. When you listen to this album and how detailed and wonderful it is, you would not imagine that this everyday girl had did it by herself. So not only that she represents, this familiar but new generation of R&B with women love, WLW music. She represents dedication, creativity, and perfectly perfecting your craft. Shout out, girl. So I hope by the end of this week that you have looked up these women and taking the time to help them help yourselves. Watching these women and listening to the women, they really like the way to transformation, love, and being authentic to yourself. The reason I chose each one of these women, they're not following trends. Besides Venus 33, I've been listening to all of these women since I was like 19 to 20 years old. They don't go through trends. They don't try to be like anybody else. They have been consistent, all the while living up and transforming and helping those others, inspiring others to transform themselves. Being authentic through love, through naysayers, being authentic and challenging themselves and others through their message to be their authentic selves and best selves. So if you're already, listening to most of these women and know who they are, shoot me a message, leave me a comment about if you discovered them or if you're already listening to them. All right, see you next time. Thank you for being here. If you like today's episode, share it and tag it with us at Goddess Ida Mars. Don't forget to leave a review and hit the follow button so you don't miss anything. I'll see you later.